Uh, okay, well, I suppose we can just help ourselves to any of this, redundant collar shit over here.
Is there a console to control these? There isn't, is there?
There isn't.
How the heck did Donna wheel through them? I guess I'll wheel through them looking for a black suit.
You noticed when she was in it, she just went into the clothing.
Yeah, sure. I guess we're going into the clothing, boys.
Rosalie's just gonna try to grab a small handful of whatever she can and just like tug, see if she can like get them off the hooks.
Okay. As you guys are getting clothes, which I assume all of you are pretty much looking for clothes, right?
Nirmal is staring at the point in the floor that opened up to eat Catherine. He isn't getting clothes. He's just staring at it.
Oh no. Does the rest of you care for Nirmal's well-being? He seems to be fixated.
Normal, dear.
It takes him like 5 seconds to respond, but he slowly looks up and says, "Yeah."
I don't know what's going on, and saying such things out loud may be difficult. So I am sorry for your friend. She seemed a very loyal member to the company, and I don't understand quite. I think I should put in less complaints.
Oh, she was a sad sack. A lonely sad sack.
But an efficient, lonely sad sack. I don't see the point of souping her.
She did really pretty art. But she was just... alone.
Art?
Yeah, you can see it over in that journal. If you want.
Gail would pick it up and then hand it to Nirmal.
Nirmal will take it and start reading it.
Nirmal, while you're reading it, in your head, Catherine's reading it to you as if she were just narrating everything that you see on the page. Entries about her loneliness, about her wish to be a good corporate worker, about how she is deathly afraid that she will be irrelevant and that her existence will mean nothing. All of these things kind of resonate with you, and you can hear Catherine's voice saying them as if she were just still there talking to you, though you've just seen her die. Something in that experience strikes a chord with you. It doesn't matter in that moment how good of a worker you are, or how many rules you follow, or whether or not you're following protocol. If they want, the shareholders will liquidate you at any moment. And though you could have had a close relationship with Catherine, this maybe is something else. She has passed on her will and her fear. Something that tells you that you need to do better to avoid the same fate. That you need to rise up and seize your own fate. Whether that means being a janitor on your own terms or working for another company entirely.
Nirmal, just like from your guys' perspective, he just sits like fidgeting and reading, and the more he reads, we have a gravity score, right?
Yes, but it's probably very low. I would say likely at a 2 or a 3.
As he's standing there reading, from your guys' perspective, he just starts putting off that JoJo menacing aura.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I'd say you can. I mean, just because you're at a 2 or 3 doesn't mean anyone's higher than you. In fact, holding that journal, if you feel that way, your gravity will go up to like a 4. It goes up 1. Your self-determination and your willingness to seize your own fate has empowered you and given you more say in what happens in your life.
Rosalie's gonna slide the case over in Nirmal's direction. I think you should have that.
He'll look at the case, and then he'll slowly pick it up.
Picking up the gun, the case, you notice that it's heavy, or it should be, but in your hands feels like a proper and adequate weight, almost like that you and Catherine had similar builds physically. Even though she was not a very impressive woman in her physicality, it's likely that she was made to use this gun, and likely that the gun was made for her to use. Even though it wasn't the case with you that you should be made to use this gun, you can feel, now that you have the spirit of Catherine with you in a way, just exactly how strong she was, her preferred grip style, everything. Right down to the choice of case metal. All of it speaks of her. And if you look at the weapon inside, you will see that that's true of the same. Holding or seeing that gun is like seeing who she was as a person. It is a very powerful rifle. It is able to shoot through multiple targets with one round, but it is not one that is difficult to wield, and it can be shot quickly and reloaded just as quickly. It works with a magazine system. It is not necessarily what you would call a sniper rifle, but it is very accurate in long range and still usable at short range. It has the stopping power that you would want if you use a certain type of round, which is also included with the case. There are also non-lethal rounds that can be used. However, they do not have, obviously, penetrative power, but they are very effective at breaking bone and putting a person down without killing them. This was Catherine's special weapon, and it is now your special weapon.
Were they able to get, like, clothes?
Yeah. If you look for clothes, you will be able to find them with time.
Alright, Rosalie found, like, an oversized shirt, so it's more like a billowy blouse. And she has the collar popped up a little, and the sleeves are a little puffy. Sort of a little bit of a pirate look, I guess. But very tight-fitted pants.
Okay. It's tight pants. Obviously, you're not going to be able to find underwear, but who cares?
Yeah, Gail will find herself a nice black suit with like a white tie.
Sure, just like in your token picture.
Yeah.
You were able to find that eventually.
And if Nirmal's like busy probably doing like shotgun related things, she'll like pick him out a suit too.
And you all have the clothing that you need to wear to not be naked. Once you have clothing on, you automatically feel like you are more capable as a worker. Being naked holds you back from being able to complete your tasks. But now you're warm, you're protected, and there are even shoes that can be found here. No socks, but shoes. Sort of like on the side, there's a side to shoe cleaning little operation that Catherine had in here. You're likely to find shoes in your size. Once you're all suited up and ready to finally have completed all your tasks, the room goes dark, and a red light begins to shine from a small klaxon as alarms begin to go off, and a voice speaks over the PA. Attention. Attention. All corporate workers at the ELO Enrichment Training Center are to be advised. Those of you who have been devatted are also going to have to face a difficult time. We are currently facing a wolf infestation, and as we are incapable of removing said wolves, we are now going to douse the entirety of the interior of this center in a highly flammable gas and burn every single living organism within the facility to ash. We thank you for your services and hope that you stay with us and continue to believe in the ELO Enrichment and Training Center's mission. We're here for you. And then the message ends and a countdown begins. You have 5 minutes.
Oh, we have 5 minutes to get somewhere.
Yes, to get out of this fucking place.
I grab Million's suit.
Okay.
And we head for the is there an exit?
Oh, you don't know. This place is
No.
underground. Yeah, it's...
Did Catherine have, like, a tablet or a cell phone? I mean, a Mobi?
She might have had a tablet, sure.
Alright, she's gonna snatch that on her way out.
Okay.
We should just run for now.
Okay. Getting out of the facility. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna be like, we can pretend we're on a task to take this somewhere. She's indicating the suit.
Yeah. Okay, what way would you want to try to get out of the facility? Marvin, actually not Marvin, Nirmal. Nirmal has a sort of understanding of the grounds a bit, but like not a great one. There are tunnels that you can take out, like through a sort of sewage system. There is a rooftop ventilation system that you may be able to use. And you may also be able to just use a delivery gate to escape. You have 3 different options. Which one would you like to pursue? Nirmal is vaguely aware of those 3.
I have a question. The tank thing that the actual higher ups that are just like brains and vats at this point, is it all one tank or is it like a bunch of tanks?
It's kind of like a bunch of tanks, but they're all hooked up to the same system.
Is there like an emergency vent for that system somewhere in the sewer?
Likely. There's likely to be an emergency vent for them, yeah.
Nirmal speaks up and says, "The sewer. Let's go through the sewer."
Oh, darling, I just got dressed. But okay.
Is there a delivery exit? I mean, you know best how to navigate this place, but my suit is very nice.
Normal compulsion to lie to them and say that there's no better option. You will get a fate point for it.
Yeah, he will. He'll say, "No, the only way I know is through the sewers. It's just like maintenance tunnels. It's not like a pipe or anything."
Well,
Gail, compulsion to argue about how sewers would affect morale. You will get a fate point for that. You have to accept it. You don't have any fate points,
okay,
actually.
yeah, okay, yes, but my maintenance, so there's no sewage. It's not gonna get on my. I do have this suit. We can argue to get out, though. Are you sure it has to be the maintenance tunnels? Are you sure there's no excrement on the floor?
No, they're like steam tunnels. You know, I mean, they have a bunch of pipes in them, and sometimes it's hard not to hit your head, but it's not like there's sewage on the floor.
So I'm just going to get steamed. I suppose it's better than getting fried. All right.
So you will take the sewage tunnels, the sewers.
I mean, he's told us there is no other way, and
Yeah.
we believe him. So
if you guys are leaving then to go make your way there, you will find that the hallways are filled with screaming employees that are naked, just running around. There's about 15 of them that you can see just now, all various shapes and sizes, faces you recognize, faces you don't. Will you choose to try to take them with you, or will you just abandon them?
I will at least be like, all people follow me. This is the general direction for the exit.
Give me a welfare check roll. Passive difficulty 4. You pass it easily. They just stop and calmly follow you.
I am in a suit, and they're all naked.
Exactly. And you're the HR person, and they know that, so they're just gonna follow you, kind of like very weirdly calmly, even though there's alarms going off and wolf howling and attacks happening everywhere. Which, by the way, there are people just being mauled as well, kind of in the halls.
I guess we'll stop and get some of them.
Okay. You can collect, I would say, all of them, all 15 of them. There are more people in these facilities, and there's some in the vats, but they're safe.
Okay, yeah.
Safe-ish. You can lead them, Nirmal, towards the sewer. You know where it is. The entrance is not far away from sort of where that bend was. It's like a little grate you have to like pull up out of the floor and then walk down. You have to get down the ladder. Once you're actually in the sewage system, you will notice it is very, very clean. You know that the maintenance team likely does a very good job here, and you can note that because you're a maintenance professional yourself. You are, I'm guessing, looking for a specific vent or just runoff. I would, right? Like that was your point, your goal.
Just some sort of thing that could drain the tanks if there was an emergency or had to do maintenance or something like that.
Yeah, sure. There's a blueprint on the wall that sort of shows the layout of the sewers as you enter. Give me a maintenance roll. You'll be able to read the chart. Okay, you're perfectly capable of doing so. You can see that there's a runoff and like pressure balancing system that is connected to a certain runoff tube kind of midway through the sewers on the way to the exit. It is marked with a yellow kind of square on the map, a little blueprint. There's also a special warning and that this should be done at certain times, as well as sign-offs on who has done it. And it seems to be due, basically.
So how would he, I guess, drain it? Probably into the whale.
Okay, if you make your way down to that part of the sewers with everyone following you, you will see that there is a lever that you simply pull. It says that you should stop around when 75% of it is remaining. There's also a little kind of like pressure wheel. So basically, it's currently nearing 100. All you got to do is pull the little thing down so it goes down to 75, and then push it back up so that it's like at the proper pressure level without being like too pressurized. And obviously, anything below 75 is red on the little gauge.
Okay, I guess he's gonna pull that handle and just leave it down.
You pull the handle down. The other people that are employees that are with you, one of them actually raised their hand. Hey, I'm also in grounds. I don't think you're supposed to do that. I think you have to stop it before it gets below 75%.
It's it's fine.
He raises his hand again.
Yeah.
But if you keep the pressure lever down for too long, the shareholders will be in danger. So it's pretty important to the shareholders are the ones who give us to tell us what to do. What are you doing?
What are you doing,
I'm
Nirmal?
he stares down at his feet and he doesn't look at any of you in the eye, maybe like side eye a little bit, and he just says they liquidated her. They ground her up for no reason. This place is insane.
That guy from earlier raises his hand again meekly. He waits.
Yeah.
He called on.
Yeah, he waits to be called on, basically. Yeah, but we have to fight for the shareholders to the death whenever they say. So if someone threatens the shareholders, don't we have to kill them?
I guess if that's how you feel.
They all look
Yes.
around at each other, just being naked.
Nirmal, you do know there's more than just the shareholders in those. I mean, you were in those vats once.
I mean, the people that are in there, the ones
She
that are
may
still people.
still be in those vats.
As soup, yeah.
Yes, but they can clone any of us at any point.
If it's soup, doesn't that mean she's already mixed around with other soups?
I'm just saying you were a shareholder once, so it's there are more yous
But
in there, if you would think of it that way. There are more janitors and more everyone.
well, just to clarify, the people in the tanks are not shareholders. The shareholders are separate. They're like super brains and vats. You guys are actually just clones. Yeah.
So who are we? Drain? Isn't there more vat people though?
Oh, there are. Yeah, there are a lot more vat people.
So wouldn't it be like, wouldn't this draining also kill them?
Likely, there's nobody without the shareholders. There's nobody to like regulate any of that stuff. So that's what you're running into right now, Normal. You can kill every other person in those vats. If you kill the shareholders, you are killing them. You're ending a system of like cruelty and suffering, but you're also killing a lot of people, just like you and just like Catherine.
But aren't they just like the shareholders are brains, right? So
Mhm.
they would definitely die without the soup. But
Correct.
if you take the soup away from the other ones, aren't they just still just people?
Yeah, they're people, but there's nobody there to regulate the system anymore without the shareholders. The shareholders are the one that oversee the system. If they're not there, then those. I mean, what will happen eventually? The people in the vats won't die right away, but they'll slowly die over time and just kind of rot in their vats, and no more will be made.
So they won't wake up?
No, they'll just be in the virtual reality world till their body stops getting nutrition and they stop getting their oxygen levels properly regulated, and they just die. If it helps, it would be at least a somewhat like peaceful death. They likely wouldn't feel pain, but I don't know that your character would be aware of that.
Normal. We'll be fugitives. Keep that in mind. But I think we can use what we know to maybe find some way of not being part of this.
Well, the shareholders are simply, I don't want to say the word, but I'm sure it's fixable.
The tank pressure level is at like 76% right now. So you have to make a decision. Will you let the system perpetuate until you can find a solution? Will you end it now and end the suffering of all those people in the vats, as well as your own personal suffering and grievance? Will it help Normal find closure to kill the shareholders? Or will it just perpetuate this feeling that he has within himself? That's really what you're facing right now.